WayofFlowingTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So it's been quite a while since the last time I was, well, in my EEPower world, well, in the overworld or my home base, because of all the exploring in the Twilight Forest and all of those general shenanigans. Now that we're back here, a bunch of operations obviously have finished. One of the things I'd like to do is take my diamond sword and enchant it, and I guess that's good against Endermen. Sure, let's go with that. So, we're going to want to do a bunch of obvious automation stuff. So, let's go back home. It's been quite a while since we were here, and first things first, let's check our lovely little exploding time bomb, and we see that it hasn't, well, exploded. Probably because it's already finished through a bunch of operations, but that's beside the point. And how much energy do we have? Quite a bit. I think we are going quite swelly. Swelly, yeah, that really works out, Wait. Good job for being so discerning with your vocabulary. So, we got some energy. Where were we when we left off? We were off when we had a bunch of energy problems. The fact that nothing is actually in here. And this is chock full of stuff. And this is, oh my gosh, it's chock full. I'm guessing this is the first thing that we're gonna do when we fix it. Okay, so let's get started. I think I have an energy cell full back at the base. So, evidently, one of the problems with our automation setup currently is the fact that, well, it's not really automated with all of this dying on me. It's not really good to have all of this stuff just jammed in here while it's going on. So we're getting through a bunch of the waste. Hopefully stuff didn't spill out everywhere. But anyways, so let's see. What is it that we were looking for most of all? Our centrifuge. Yes, that is it. So our centrifuge with our iridium should be done to a good degree, and we got 42 nuggets of iridium. That should be enough for all of our iridium seeds. Let's go with that. And we're going to need for that an explosion or a compressor. Let's go for compressor, and we'll be able to find an implosion compressor. That works a bit better than what I was thinking of. So we're going to need some advanced circuitry, compressor, and all of that. That will require a bunch of shenanigans, such as so much. You'd think I would have had, okay, all the buckets are in here, and they're filled in here, so it's not like it really matters. And it does seem like this power is working, so that should be good. And we have another energy cell up there, and that's going to be filled with a bunch of sunshine and happiness, so we don't really need to worry about that. That being said, we are a little bit low on food, so once we get ourselves fully sorted, we'll be able to get into some of that fun stuff. Okay, redstone there, lever probably not needed as necessary as much, and I keep on forgetting whenever I go to this world that we do not have those fun mechanics that our lovely little brethren of 1.5.1 gives us. So we're going to have to take all of these nuggets out, throw them in here with our charm of keeping, and get all of our major liquid ducts machine action going out of here. And we have projectile protection enchanted books. Okay, we did go through some sort of structure that does necessitate that, so that is always good. And we do have a bunch of rocky princesses. So, implosion compressor. We're going to need a bunch of refined iron. So, how is our refined iron technicalities going? Let's see. Craftable items. And we'll go with 2 stacks of refined iron, and it'll be here lickety-split. Once we get some of those guys out of the way. Bah! And we had a big influx of this for some reason. Maybe if we go by pure stacks, that will go a lot quicker. There we go. Now that we're actually getting somewhere, and I noticed that this does actually cause lag. Seeing the items zip around everywhere, it does produce a bit of lag, so we're going to need to be cautious of all of that in the future. So, also, we're going to necessitate some of our pulverization, since we will need to have our advanced circuitry. And I think we do, since, well, I don't think we have this part automated. Oh, we already have some coal. Oh, we already have these here. Oh my goodness, I am just that awesome. But we are going to need a bunch of advanced machine blocks because the implosion compressor does require a bunch of other fine tuning, such as, well, it requires machine cases. Let's see. In total, 14 advanced machine cases? No, that can't be it. 18 advanced machine cases, and that requires a bit, so that's just 4 more of those. Huh, we're well on our way, folks, and we already have a bunch of carbon plating, so it's not like it really matters how much we have. All the same, it is kind of nice to be thought of in a nice, less reproachful mannerism, so let's just get a bunch of those and throw these in. Get like 6 of these should be sufficient. And first of all, we're going to need to craft some electric circuits first. And compressor, right? Compressor. So that'll require some stone. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. Compressor, all the way compressed. And compressorisms, we got them intact, folks. And then we're going to want to get the other parts, which we got that. Thankfully, we have enough of these, so that will be nice. Ba ba. And advanced there. And now that we have these, and we have all of our reinforced casings, as well as our standardized casings, we'll be able to bring them all together into the implosion compressor. That being said, the implosion compressor requires those. Let's check the recipe for the reinforced. It needs advanced circuits, or we can use the pulsating circuits. I don't think we really have anything in the pulsating circuits. No. Paintbrushes. Not it. Wasn't me. I swear. It wasn't even a Thursday. I don't know what Thursday has to do with it, but oh well. So let's make some advanced circuits. Maybe we can program that as well, because we should have all the necessitating ingredients for that. Just need to ship in a bunch of electrum, as well as some of the other circuitry that's required, such as lapis, glowstone, and redstone's not needed, but we do need regular circuits. So let's make the recipe for the advanced circuits and the normal circuits in this, and then it'll be a pretty much easy way to go about everything else, seeing as we have our steel automation, well, automated. Maybe we could craft that steel right now, since it's probably going to take a while anyways. Let's see, steel. Apparently it's not seen as craftable, so I guess I'll have to rectify that. One small thing that I'd love for them to be able to do, the ME stuff, is for it basically only send the items when it determines that it has all the items necessary. Goodness gracious sakes alive, why do I even do that? Necessary to be able to craft the thing that it's actually thinking of while crafting. Because, frankly, what if I didn't have all the refined iron? And what if, by some happenstance, maybe me logging out or doing some change to the network, I decide to just pretty much void the transaction that was already made? Then it would be pretty much impossible to do anything, seeing as a bunch of refined iron would have been sent and the coal dust wouldn't have been. Which honestly is a bit of a blowhard. Let's go with that. Yes, blow hard. Yes, go harder. Yay, woohoo. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I love it. So, let's just make those blank templates, because I dare say I didn't do that, because that would have just been too productive for my liking. So let's see. I guess we might as well make a recipe for the uninsulated into insulated, but it'd be a lot better if we had some sort of B product sign with all the propolis going for resin, etc., so that we'd be able to automatically get all the, well, nice, lovely rubber that we have right now. Oh dear God. Okay, so just quickly setting up the circuitry, then we'll be able to move onwards. So, theoretically, we should be able to make our circuits quite easily, assuming we actually have all of the ingredients that are necessary. And let's see, 4 advanced circuits. Here we go. We got everything that we need to finally get this stuff up and running. So, 2 of each, 2 here, and finally 2 here gets us our remaining machine casings. Now, we might have actually made too many extra I have no clue. I'm not really going to go down that path, but oh well. So I've noticed one thing that is pretty different between this world and the other world, Resonance Rises, that I play on. I don't feel quite as powerful on this world than I do on the other one. The experience through the Dark Tower has made me realize that. Now, one of the reasons for that is pretty much, well, I was a mage. I was a real mage in that world, and Ars Magica is not in this pack. I actually, come to think of it, I remember Slowpoke saying that he may not actually ever have Ars Magica in Ultimate Pack. It might just be a gimmicky Magic World edition, though I kind of digress. So one of the things that we're going to need to do right now is get the remaining parts of our system circuitry and etc. et al. We're going to need to get our cables back, and it doesn't look like we actually have our cables. Where are my cables? There you are. There you are, there you are, there you are. Okay, we're probably going to want it up. Probably up is the best way to go. So let's go up and put our implosion compressor temporarily over there. No, we want to orient stuff so that it'll be in a more permanent location. Actually, this would be a good permanent location right on this square. So we'll build up our implosion compressor quite simply by going like this and have it like this. Now, implosion compressor, we can probably figure it out once we finally build up the entire structure, but let's see. Let's get that up, and it's 8 here. Pretty much, you may know this from what I had in my previous design in trying to get the industrial electrolyzer. Pretty much just cross shape and etc. et al. Implosion compressor. There we go. Let's see. Red dot, green dot. We got a green dot. Yay. Okay, so now we're going to need a few things on this. We're going to need industrial TNT, which is an unfortunate stepping stone in our path to greatness, but oh well. And can we automate this at all? What side is industrial TNT fed into? Well, considering it says ITNT here and boom here, I suppose that the input is on the top, the ITNT input is on the sides, and the universal output is on the explodey part. I at least assume that it has that sort of logic to it. So, barring any unfortunate circumstances, I'm going to assume that is how it's going to work. Now, this machine does take 32 EU per tick. That is its maximum. So, barring any unfortunate explosions, like that would ever happen with this machine, we are going to set it up like that, and it'll be simple enough, and we'll have enough real estate for everything else. So let's go and get this done. You know what would be fun? A fusion coil that'd be go around the entire opening. That would be an interesting thing for the top of the base. Maybe have a bunch of fusion coils once we're done with this entire system, but I don't think that's going to be very likely at this point in time. So what are we going to need to do? We need to make, this is all for the matter fabricator, by the way. So for matter fabrication, we're going to need a teleporter. So we got our final 2 advanced things for that, and we're going to need glass fiber cables, unfortunately, for that. We also have energy flow circuits, so we need even more advanced circuitry. So that requires, or rather necessitates, rubber, but there's also tungsten, and we're going to need to have our circuitry. So we need a bunch of Laptron crystals, which is going to be another thing that we need. Now let's see, sapphires, lapis, and we already got the lapis, and 2 circuits, right? I think that is the thing for Laptron crystals. Also, there is one thing that I'd like to make for our AE system so we can finish this. Crafting terminal, I think it is. Is it the crafting terminal? This is crafting monitor. Therefore, our crafting terminal should be the next part in this. And the crafting terminal allows us to craft anything inside it, accessing all the stuff in the AE network. So we might as well set this up. So we just need a storage cell, which should be that stored items that's craftable. Where's our storage cell? It's going to be one of the smallest parts. Then we're going to need a crafting table and etc. So you're probably wondering what the point of this thing is. Now, it's not exactly the crafting monitor. This crafting monitor just checks what needs to be crafted in the entire circuit and monitors all that. The crafting terminal allows us to directly access the inventory that's in the entire surface. We can even craft the stuff in here by simply going like that, and it'll craft it for us, and then we'll be able to craft it directly in this. And I believe if we look, it'll allow us to keep the stuff inside the it's basically almost akin to an advanced project bench, and that is beneficial to all points who are concerned. All points who are concerned. You know, I'm going to just stop trying since it's pretty much too much of an effort. Now let's go roll our machine going and get some more of those advanced funness, and I think it's going to be three of these, and three of these, and we'll go and make some more alloy. Now, a bunch of this stuff has changed in future upgrades of our, well, mods. Greg Tech has changed quite a bit of this in future versions so that, in fact, all this stuff is kind of changed. So you can make mixed metal ingots by making not pence. Pence, yes, you are making pence. No, I'd rather make pants, but I guess dignity is not something that is highly favored in any sort of mod pack. Anyways, plates. So, metal plates that they take a separate machine, yes. However, what they do very well is cut down a lot of the cost of a bunch of the machines. So you basically make plates, and for instance, these you can make the mixed metals out of different bunch of plates. Now what we're going to need to get is our nice little brass, which we can do very manually in our nice little alloy furnace. And another thing that it adds is an alloy smelter, which you can do, I think you can do both bronze and brass. I think brass is one of the necessitating things that it does. However, I could be entirely wrong about that. So just making a bunch of brass, not the most graceful solution, but oh well. And we'll go get a bit of manual rubber. Hopefully, yeah, we'll definitely want to probably go into some bee stuff in later episodes so that we can get all of that out of the way. And, you know, funnily enough, I don't like watching trees grow or anything like that. They are kind of annoying. But I love watching bees breed. Creepy? Probably. Am I gonna stop? You know the answer to that. So, let's finally work on this thing. Implosion, not the implosion compressor. Gosh dang it, I am on a one-side track mine to matter fabrication. That is what I'm looking for, dang it. Okay, we're going to need energy flow circuits. The easiest way is to get Laptron crystals and to get the like. So how many Laptron crystals will we need? Let's see, 4. At least for this, and we're going to need 4 of those, so hopefully we'll be able to get all 4 of them. Yeah, at least got 2. Let's see, 1, 2. Maybe it'll be similar to the project bench in the fact that it'll pull from it if necessary. So also we need platinum. So let's get the platinum. And finally we're going to need a circuit. And we're going to need, let's go with 4. Let's just go with 4 since we might as well go with 4. You know, no other reason. And there we go. Energy flow circuits. And it does work exactly like the project table, which is nice for a change. Now we're going to need 8 of those, so let's go more Laptron stuff. Laptron, I hope this is the last order of these that I need because it might be a little too taxing on the lack of rubberness that I have. Do I have enough rubber? I sure as hell hope so. Ah, dang it, we're missing rubber. Dang it, I need my rubber. I never actually thought I'd say that. I live a sad existence. Okay, so I think the rubber trees are chunk loaded, so we should be able to get some of that. Otherwise, barring that, well, we can't really do anything. It's not like we'll be able to centrifuge propolis since we do not have any diligence in our unweary resolve. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Okay, so we need 2 per, right? So if I were to just do some quick mental math on the spot, we need 5. That means we need 5 of these. Actually, we need 10 of these. Okay. Yay, watching trees grow. So, one other thing that we're going to need to make is get our rolling machine on and get our iridium alloy ingots going at full tilt. Now, one other thing, unfortunately, is our flint production. So let's get our flint going and getting it into an industrial quality, tiny piles of flint dust. And I can't believe I said it like piles, like we're gonna get tiny piles of flint dust here. We're gonna want to work it so that we can get the tiny piles, and then work on getting piles of tininess, and I cannot believe how I am doing this. You know, I am not very that good at accents, as you can tell by me tripping over my words, so I don't even know why I even bothered to continue this charade. It is very embarrassing, I tell ya. And I probably used the wrong dust, don't I? Okay, let's just continue and stop mocking myself, because I think I am getting a little... I actually had coal dust in here? Why did... Oh, I put in coal dust instead of the gunpowder, which I was supposed to do. Imagine that, me being stupid yet again. You heard it here first, folks, and I keep on messing up. I have no idea why, but oh well. So, TNT, and we're going to go and finally get our tiny piles of flint dust once we get all that, and we're going to need to go and actually take this iridium alloy ingot into the implosion compressor, and we're going to need 8 industrial TNT. So we, well, might as well get as much of this industrial TNT as we can right now. So let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Flint dust, yay. Might as well go for one more. And then it's funny that 2 tiny piles of flint dust make... Yeah, 1 piece of flint make 2 tiny piles of flint dust. I'm not too sure what the reasoning is that, but it's not like it matters too much anyways, so let's go get our industrial TNT, and just enough. That being said, we do have enough probably for one more implosion, though I'm not going to stick around for any of that. So, let's go and implode this, hoping that it doesn't make me explode, because explosions and implosions do not work very well together. Thank you. And let's go. Here, here, boom! And we have our one singular iridium plate. Whew! Now that that's there, we might as well throw it into here so that we'll be able to get it later. And now what other parts of our matter fabrication are we going to need? Highly advanced machine blocks. Well, that's easy enough. We'll just go with this. Now, is it like this or the other method? I'm not too sure. Ha 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 ha. Throw. And apparently it's the other way, because it just is. 1, 2. Okay, now we have our 2 highly advanced machine blocks. We have our energy flow circuits. We don't have our Laptron crystal, however, that's easy enough once we get our Laptron crystals going into here. Now, it'd be a lot easier if we could just pick up a stack, but apparently that is too easy for the general populace, therefore we're not able to do that. Sigh. Sigh, 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 sigh. Oh, we got iridium ore, and we have almost enough. We have 1 iridium ore back home that will be able to do everything else. Okay, how come I cannot take my energy orb now? Hello? Trying to pick you up. Hello? Do you have enough energy? You might actually not have enough energy. That would be pray telling. So let's get those back out of there. And I guess we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Laptron crystal. And just pull them out. Q, Q, Q. Apparently we can't Q them because that's just making me sad. Whew. Imagine having to create something the old-fashioned way. It's like old-fashioned, and I'm making fun of myself again, and I don't know why. So, thank you very much for actually allowing me to create that for one bloody time. And now we're going to need teleporters, which are going to require a frequency transmitter, which frankly seem like it's just gating, but I don't even know why they'd do that. Okay, and we already have the copper cables, so just that and that. And imagine that. And they're not stackable. That is just stupid. Okay. Contain your enthusiasm. Way, you are almost there. 4 more advanced circuits, and we still need more. Dang it. Time to get more rubber. Okay, finally. Now, I'm wondering, one other thing that it's possible that we may be able to do with this. Let's see. Circuit, please. One thing this might be able to do is auto-craft the stuff that you're trying to craft. No, you do need... No, that is just a fanciful idea. I doubt it'd be able to actually work. Okay, teleporter, what do you need? We need, for the teleporter, we need a diamond. Hope it doesn't actually need an industrial diamond, because frankly, that's just bogus if it did. Okay, teleporter, thank you very much. Have a nice day. We got everything that we need. So this, and finally this gives us a matter fabricator. Max EU per tick 190, no, 8,192. Oh wow, this is gonna be huge. Now where do we place this monstrosity? We are going to need to place it in a place that's going to have high scrap productivity. So we will eventually need to get some sort of scrap fabrication going on. But actually, I can't believe we managed to find this. Well, can't really say that. I've been dicking around a little too much to say that. So, where are we going to place this in some unobtrusive area? Maybe here. We're still going to need to get some nuclear reactors stuff going. So, maybe having it fed off directly from our reactor. Let's put it here temporarily. And once it opens up, we're still going to need to get some scrap. So we have to scrap that idea until we get a good scrap production. Now, in my previous worlds, I did have a scrap. I actually thought ahead and made a bunch of recyclers ahead of time, which for some reason I didn't do that this time. I have no idea why. At least we'll be able to make all of this stuff for the matter fabricator. Now, next time, we're going to want to go into some nuclear reactor technology and get our next nuclear reactor set up so that we're not really fed up with it. We're going to need quite a few materials. Do I have that written down anywhere? No, I do not. Apparently, I am just cool like that. So, we will want to get nuclear reactors set up and have it fully automated because we do have enough plutonium and thorium. We can probably make a bunch of quad thorium cells and get all of those other doodads such as our nice little routers so that we'll be able to automatically do it. Now let's see, we're probably going to need 7 routers, 7 or 8. That's just a rough estimate from my visualization of the reactor plan that I've already, well, not thought up, more like stolen shamelessly, but them's the rules. Well, I hate to cut it short a bit for this episode, but what I'm going to do in the coming episodes is maybe work on the diligent bees so I'll be able to get some steady form of propolis and etc. And then, well, first of all, we're probably going to want to work on the scrap fabrication for the matter fabrication so we can get into the iridium fabrication, though that's an entirely different can of worms. And maybe, well, a lightning rod is kind of not worthy of this world, seeing as we don't exactly have any lightning strikes coming by, and I'm wondering if Ars Magica lightning works on this, or a lightning rod, but those, you know what, why am I even bothering trying to do that? It's kind of a little odd. And we're also going to want to fully automate one nuclear reactor setup. Now, in theory, once we automate one nuclear reactor setup, we'll be able to automate a bunch of them very easily just by setting up just by setting up the required plating and etc. automatically. Now, what was actually hurting me? Oh, it's actually going. Ha! Imagine that. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.